When it comes to tier lists and specifically NIKKE, I think most people would agree that they can recommend one way or another, be it NIKKE GG or Pridewen, as a good reference, right? Again, changing some stuff and depending how much you like those tier lists, even though the best one is of course Waifus.com. But today I don't want to focus on those tier lists, but instead on one of the Japanese ones. Now, for those of you who don't know, GameWith is a wiki that focuses on basically almost every game you can imagine. It's a community project, so you can go and create a wiki for one of these games and submit your process and submit some of the pages and collaborate with other players in order to create those wikis, right? And there is wikis for absolutely everything. If I go here to the wikis of mobile games, you will see there is a lot of them. NIKKE is there, which is the one we're going to be talking, but they have absolutely almost every gacha you can think of will be here. Now, some of these wikis are good, some of these wikis are not so good, and today I want to be showing the NIKKE tier list for the strongest characters in the game based on burst, burst 1s, speed 2s, speed 3s, because some of these ratings make absolutely no sense. And when I mean no sense, I mean it with like all my heart. I mean it like, what the fuck, JP Bros, are you cooking that I don't understand? So, let's go over some of these ratings and some of these characters that they are saying are meta, and I just cannot agree. That said, before we start, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel as usual, right? We're trying to hit 10k this year. The NIKKE Doom poster, getting to 10k if possible. And let's get started with the B1s. We'll go burst by burst. Instead of just taking the whole tier list, we'll go burst by burst. Because when we go to B1s, there is a couple of things that already tilt me the wrong way. When we say the strongest B1s, I can agree with this, whatever, you know, you put your killer wife, your leader, and then the rest are gonna be below my opinion, but it's fine, like, you know, semantics. You have Tia, you have Toro, leader, the killer wife. Now, but S+, just below these characters. What the fuck is Pepper doing here? I mean, maybe it's Extra Treasure, Noise, Rapunzel, Rogue. I could accept it, but what is Pepper doing here? Now, I am not a Pepper hater. I do like her, right? She's core 7. I got her skin, not fully overloaded. I don't think she's built, I'm gonna be honest. No, it's like a 5 or 5. I do like her, but I do have to manual in order to take advantage of Pepper, and I don't like manually. I am an auto-lazy bastard. Still, we all can agree that Pepper was only a good healer on day 1 because we had no more options. Nothing else. There was like no other reason. We had the lack of shotguns and a lack of healers. So she was a good option for a while. That's it, nothing else. She's not a good character, sadly. In fact, a treasure would benefit Pepper quite a lot. That said, it makes no sense that she's on this tier, right? On the second strongest B1 tier on S+. But if we go to S, it doesn't get any better, because on the tier S, right, a character that probably all of you have built and used on every single raid. Sefhi, you have to build her. No, I'm not building her. I like her ass, I like her, but I'm lazy and I don't like Toph that much personality-wise. I prefer Leona, even though she's not used on the shotgun teams anymore. But still, Toph is a character that you all can agree she's amazing, even though if it's only endgame or specifically shotgun teams, right? But you want to be building her. But they are putting her at the same level as Mika and Moran. Now, I could accept Toph lower on a tier list because she's niche, because she is only for shotgun teams. But putting her at the same level as Moran and Mika, characters that you will never in your life use, right? Or we've used like once maybe. Mika is not a good character, at least right now, until we get a usage for this dispel. She has no usage right now, right? And then when we talk about Moron, it's pure copium. If you like her, I do personally like her a lot, and she might be a character that at some point I invest just because waifu. But when we talk about Moran, she's not good. Okay, she's a character that just the defense it doesn't scale well. She's not like Noah, for example. I'm not talking PvP, by the way. I'm talking PvE, of course. So I just cannot agree with those takes because, once again, Toph at the same level of these two, and even Summer Mary at the same level of those two characters kind of doesn't make any sense. We make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. So yeah, can't agree with those, but it is what it is. And then the rest of the takes that they have, I kind of don't really care because they are characters that are not good in general. Anything on A+ and A, they are not good characters, at least from my point of view. And I wouldn't even put N1 or 2 in the tier list. I don't think it's worth putting SR characters because people might misinterpret this and like invest in them more than they should. Even though the same can be said for example, volume, right? You benefit the same from having volume no investment, and having N102, no investment as a new player. But that said, that's for the B1s. Let's move into the B2s, because there is also a couple takes in there that I just cannot agree with. And if we come here, once again, we can agree with the top ratings. It's completely fine. You have your Crown up here, you have your Grave, Mary, your Naga, your Black, okay. But then you go into S+, and then it goes from like really good subwoofers to Biscuit and Noah. Now, don't get me wrong, they are two characters that are good. They are good. The problem is the 42nd, right? And that they are kind of niche. And putting them at the same level as Rosanna, a character that can be used as a universal buffer even though she's more for sustain, or Rem, or even Dola with the CDR and crit buffs makes no sense to me. But that's whatever, right? That's like the S+. My problem lies within the S tier. Why in God's name are Miss Marcy and Summer Hell at the same level as Flora? Maybe I missed something, but Flora is complete dog shit as far as I remember. As far as I remember, she's not good, okay? Not only her, but we're putting her at the same level as Miracle Fairy N, a character that for PvE specifically is one of the worst characters in the game. We're putting her at the same level as Athme, Polly, Makima, right? Characters that you do not use. You don't use. They are characters that are so niche, and for people who don't have a full roster, that putting them at the same level, it's kind of an insult in my opinion. Not only these two, but these two are the ones that, you know, were the most outrageous, I would say. Putting Miss Marcy at that level, I don't know what they're cooking, but it is what it is. Now, the other one that was kind of funny, it's Leona. Because Leona, like I was saying, I do prefer Leona on the shotgun team because it's waifu, but she is a good character. For the shotgun teams, she is a good one. I'm not saying she's an amazing girl or a meta character, but putting her at the same level as Clay and Bay, as Junie, Leona at the same level as Anis. I'm flabbergasted. I'm speechless with this rating. I'm just saying, okay? Maybe because I'm biased once again, but I kind of an XD putting her in here. And then the last tier, we don't really care. When it comes to B3s, they are a little bit more conservative on these tiers. They are a little bit, you know, better in my opinion. They have, as usual, the SSS, right, with the Pilgrimuses. Then you have your FS with the characters used for elemental content for the most part, and really good characters. Then you have your S+, which some of them I wouldn't agree, or I would, you know, move up or down, depending on what we're talking about, but still pretty good. And then you go into the S, and there is something I just can't wrap my head around. Bunny Soda and Maid Privacy are two characters that, even though they are good for the shotgun teams, they are still great damage dealers. They are still great DPS characters that you can build. But putting them at the same level as Kilo and Trony is kind of an XD. Trony is like the last character you will build if you have nobody else for fire. We don't even build Kilo. And then it's like, okay, what are these two characters doing here? With Solid, with even Yulha. Some of these are kind of weird. I'm not gonna be judging though. I do not know what the JP bros are cooking. Actually, no, I'm judging. This whole video is me judging, okay? But I do not know who might change this tier list or how they rate. Because they have up down here, if we translate to English, this boat, right? Who is the strongest character? And you can put them. But there is some characters here that make no sense. Like the 9th place is Emma. So this is not based on popularity, because Emma is clearly not at the top, right? So I don't know how they are actually ranking this. Like, I have absolutely no fucking idea. Because these tiers are just not good. Like, there is a lot of placements that are absolutely outrageous and make no sense. And I would just completely change it. But then again, it's not the worst, right? This is still a decent tier list. Compared to some of the ones we've seen that are AI generated and have characters that don't even exist in the game. Like that one we saw that had Kratos in the tier list, right? So this is still decent. I just don't understand what the JP bros are cooking with some of the takes. Like, for example, Pepper. It's probably the worst take on the whole tier list, being so high up with those characters specifically. That said, do let me know what you guys think about Gamewith, and if anyone knows how they rate these characters, because I'm curious to understand why some of those ratings are so high. So if anyone knows how these wikis are run more in depth, or if this is just community altogether and they decide everything, there is no voting, no process, no nothing, do let me know. That's it, that's gonna be it for this one. As usual, love you all bossos, good luck with your pool degenerates, I'll see you on the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。
天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。